What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Terence Crawford has given his thoughts on the Errol Spence versus Shawn Porter unification matchup that took place Saturday in Los Angeles Staples Center. He's got a bunch of emojis basically downplaying Spence's victory over Shawn Porter, basically saying that Spence is food for him and that he would handle Errol Spence quite easily and quite comfortably is basically what he's saying. And that may be the case. We don't know until those two guys get in the ring. But in the meantime, Danny Garcia is the next opponent for Errol Spence. Like that fight's going to take place in January 25th. It'll be on Fox pay-per-view. And it'll be Errol Spence's third consecutive headline in a Fox pay-per-view event. So he's making things happen. And in the meantime, Terence Crawford's getting ready to fight the Green Machine on December 14th, ESPN, after the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Now, what Crawford needs to do, or what Top Rank needs to do, let me put this on Top Rank. What Top Rank needs to do, they need to offer Udonis Ugas or Sergey Lipinets, overpay them. I'm telling Top Rank, that's what I think they need to do. They need to overpay and overpay Udonis Ugas or Sergey Lipinets. Paid them $3 million. I think Top Rank offered Danny Garcia $4 million to come over to ESPN and fight Terence Crawford. And Danny said, no, I'm making that fighting over here in the PBC, so it wasn't enough. But they need to offer Udonis Ugas or Sergey Lipinets $3 million. Put the deal on the table for both fighters and see if one of those guys will bite. You prefer to be Ugas. He'd be the number one guy on the list. You know, if you can't get him, then you offer Sergey Lipinets $3 million to come over here to ESPN because Terence Crawford has an exclusive deal with ESPN. I don't think he can jump. He might can jump networks. I don't know. He might can jump over to Fox, but I thought him and maybe Lomachenko pretty much had exclusive. They have fight. That fight's got to be exclusively on ESPN because I remember when Lomachenko fought Campbell. You know, and that was a guy that fought on the zone, Luke Campbell, and that was a unification matchup at lightweight. You know, that fight had to be on ESPN. It couldn't be on the zone. But Jose Ramirez went over there to the zone. That was a top-ranked fighter. And went over there to the zone to beat Maurice Hooker. So maybe Terence Crawford has that freedom to move over. Whatever the case may be, I think he does have that freedom. I think he can come over. But in this case, since he'll be the headliner, you know, he'll be the headliner fight. You know, he's not going to go to the Fox and fight Ugas or fight Lipinets. You know, they would have to come over there. So Top Rank needs to offer either one of those guys. First of all, you try Ugas. Offer him $3 million to come over here to the ESPN and fight Terence Crawford. If he doesn't take it, you offer that same contract to Sergey Lipinets and try to see if you can get him to come over there and fight Terence Crawford. And the reason being is Terence Crawford's got to fight somebody credible. He can't sit back here and take on these soft touches while Errol Spence is doing the heavy lifting. He just got through fighting Porter, and now he's finna fight another tough fighter in Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? After he fought before he fought Shawn Porter, he fought an undefeated fighter, Mikey Garcia, multi-divisional world champion in Mikey Garcia. He fought Kell Brook before that. You know what I'm saying? Fought Lamont Peterson, a guy that held a belt at 140 pounds, defeating Amir Khan. And what I'm saying is Errol Spence is here. He's fighting the top fighters in the welterweight division. Terence Crawford is not. You know, he just got through beating, what was his last fight? He beat Amir Khan. You know, Amir Khan, you know, and before that he beat Jose Benavidez. Jose Benavidez don't have one significant victory on his resume. Amir Khan's got some good victories on his resume. Madonna, he's beat Madonna. He's beaten Devin Alexander. So he's got some credible wins on his record. Beat Zab Judah. So that wasn't a bad fight. You know, his last couple of fights, he's been knocked out in dramatic fashion. Canelo Alvarez, when he foolishly moved up in weight. And then he was knocked out by Danny Garcia before that when he got caught up in a firefight that he didn't need to. But that was a credible win. But you can't backdoor that and go from Amir Khan to the Green Machine. I know he's your mandatory, but the mandatory hasn't been called. So you can get a fight in the interim. Until they call that mandatory, you don't have to fight him. You can fight him afterwards. But if it looks like he's going to go ahead and fight Green Machine on December 14th. Okay, that's cool. You fight him, and Errol's got to fight January. But after that, Top Ranks need to get on the phone with Al Heyman and try to entice Udonis Ugas or Sergey Lipinets to come over here and fight Terence Crawford. He's got to fight somebody credible, like I said, because right now he's taking on soft touches. He's taking on soft touch. He's not taking on the caliber opponents that Errol Spence is taking on. That's just the bottom line. He's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Even Amir Khan fight, Amir Khan has passed his best days. You know, a lot of people were speculating that he might be fighting Kell Brook next, Terrence Crawford. And that's another guy that seems like he's best his past day. I'm talking about fighting a credible name that's in the prime of his career, that's fighting at a high level. That guy that's been looking good in his recent fights. I ain't talking about no guy that was yesterday's news. A guy that used to be great, that used to be good. And that's what Amir Khan was. That's what Kell Brook would be if they was to fight him in the future. I think he's going to have to fight a guy that's, like say, in his prime, a Ugas or a Sergey Lipinets. Those guys are credible, coming off good wins. Ugas in this last fight, a lot of people thought he beat Sean Porter. Gave Sean Porter a tough fight, and you see what Sean Porter did with Errol Spence. Gave Errol Spence his toughest fight of his career. That's a credible opponent for Terrence Crawford. Sergey Lipinets just stopped Lamont Peterson in a Fight of the Year candidate earlier this year. He's looking good. He beat after that he fought on undercard of Manny Pacquiao Thurman. Fought a guy that wasn't on his level and got him out of there inside 3 rounds, washed him, what you're supposed to do when you're fighting guys that are not on your level. Don't play around, get them out of there as quick as possible and show people that they're not on your level. And that's what Lipinets did. So either one of those two, you offer $3 million because you offered Danny $4. You offer them $3 million. That's what Bud makes. That's the contract he makes. That's the money he makes on the contract with Top Rank. So there'll be some, so that'll be just fine paying them that. You're gonna have to overpay. That's more than what they did made in their previous fights, Ugas and Lipinets. But you got to overpay them because Terrence Crawford needs to get in the ring. He needs to fight and defeat a credible opponent. You know, like I said, he can't sit on here and wait on Errol and, like I said, take these soft touches. You know, start fighting Green Machine in a fight that nobody asks for or cares about. He's got to fight a credible opponent. So that's my proposal to him and Top Rank. That's what they need to do. But, right now you're trying to, you're coming out here on Twitter and trying to badmouth Terrence Crawford's performance. But it is what it is. He's fighting another champion. He's fighting a guy that arguably was the number 3 welterweight at 147. The WBC champion is Sean Porter, a guy that's never been dominated, a guy that's never been knocked out. And he dropped him in the 11th round, dropped him, and beat him in a split decision in a great fight. So who to say if you fought Sean Porter, you would beat Sean Porter. You would be favored, but we don't know what's going to transpire until y'all get in the ring. You said that you're not going to fight Sean Porter. You're friends with Sean Porter. What? You're friends with Sean Porter. You crazy. Sean, you need to be getting on the phone with Bob Arum and telling Bob Arum to send Sean Porter a contract. He's going to have to be more than $3 million because Sean Porter made more than that on this last Errol Spence fight. You're going to have to, you probably going to have to offer him more than what you offered Danny right now. You got to offer him some money, but you got to overpay and get him over there. If Chance is able to defeat him, his price and his stock will skyrocket. You know what I'm saying? Beating Sean Porter. But right now, Sean Porter can make a strong case that he's the second best welterweight in the world right now behind Errol Spence based on resume and based on wins. Terrence Crawford just hasn't beaten anybody at 147 pounds of the stature of a Sean Porter. He hasn't done it. Beat Jeff Horn, beat Jose Benavidez with one leg, beat Amir Khan. The guy that's used to be good, used to be great, but it's not great. Not even say great, but used to be good. But it's always known to have a glass jaw, and that's been his kryptonite his whole career. That's why he's reached a certain level, and hasn't progressed beyond that level. So that's just what it is, man. That's what it is. If I'm Terrence Crawford, he needs to step up to the plate and fight a credible opponent. That's what he's going to have to do. He can't just sit back here and rest on his laurels, fight these soft touches, and sit back and wait on Errol to do all the heavy lifting, fight all the top fighters, fight all the big names, and then he get the just rewards like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. He sit back there and wait for Errol and for a unification match. He shouldn't do that. He got to pull his weight too, because if he does do that, and if Errol does decide to fight him, there's no way in the world he's going to get 50-50. No way in the world. Look at just, based on just that alone. There's a lot of other stuff that's involved that the reason why he's not going to get 50-50. But just based on that alone, the competition level at 147, he's not going to get 50-50. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But that's just my opinion on the situations. Y'all can comment on the comment section about this video, what I said, and we'll see what happens. But right now, You know, you got two guys that are great fighters that need to fight, but the other guys everybody got to pull their weight, and everybody got to do what they do to make that fight as big as it possibly can be. And right now, you got one guy doing all the heavy lifting right now, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. Holla.